Hello, everybody. This is Rebecca.meisl from Sacred Reiki Healing. Welcome. I am so excited to do a little pick a card reading for you guys. And I thought I would do it a little bit differently today so you guys could see me. You can see the messages as they come through and just get a little bit more of a feel for my personal energy as well. And I was so excited to pull some of these decks that I have in store for us today. So we're going to do three different options. So three separate piles that you guys will be able to pick from, which you will have seen previous to starting the video. So you would have seen your three choices, your three cards. And I really wanted to dive in today and just kind of see what messages we needed to hear today from spirit and from the universe and our guides. And I just want to open it up as I normally do and just get a nice general reading for us today with a little bit of this focused intention of what do we need to hear right now. And I feel like whenever I do these readings, I love to just let them flow and I love to just see what likes to come through. And yeah, I feel like today, let's just play it by ear. I haven't shuffled anything. I haven't, done anything prior to, except for our first few cards that you can pick from. So aside from that, we're just going to dive in. We're going to shuffle. We're going to see what spirit and what the universe wants to say to you today. So very excited. So welcome. Thank you for being here. So we're going to start with our group one. And for group one, you guys chose this card. You are loved. So hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, so I'm going to read the quick little messages on the back. Okay. So it says, you are enough just as you are, and you are loved. If you don't have a model for love, imagine yourself as a child. Perhaps you have a favorite picture of yourself as an adorable 5-year-old. Look into your own sweet eyes and acknowledge just how special you are. That child inside needs your tenderness, and so does the adult you. Please don't abandon yourself. Instead, tap into the ocean of love inside. Ooh. So that is quite the powerful card. And right away, this is truly our theme for you, group one. If you have been struggling with your self-worth, if you have been struggling with feeling enough, if you've been struggling just loving yourself, this is your confirmation that you already are so loved and you already are so cared about by your guides, by your spirit team. And I'm specifically getting some ancestors here as well, specifically a sassy grandma here, right away coming in like, don't forget me, don't forget me. So we have some amazing spirit as well, that are coming in to support you. So before we pull more cards, it's really important for you to just take a moment and let that awareness drop in, because sometimes when we feel disconnected to ourselves, when we feel unlovable, or we can't just feel that love for ourselves, sometimes it's okay to seek it outside of yourself and to get that reassurance. And that's actually what I'm kind of feeling, and a lot of times we have that stigma where it's like, oh, don't search outside of yourself for love. And yes, it's important we cultivate that self-love. But what I'm hearing for you guys in group one is it's like you actually need that, because I feel like you were someone, perhaps you didn't have a lot of support in your upbringing. Maybe you didn't have a lot of support and love and nurturing in your early years or at some point in your life. And I feel like right now that's actually what you need, is you need to open up your heart to receive love from others and not just yourself. And don't get me wrong. Yes, absolutely. We need to cultivate that relationship of self-love and self-worth. But I'm really hearing that it's important that you gain that support and love through others as well. Okay. So right off the bat with this card, that you were so loved, it's like, that is true. And yeah, like spirit's like really affirming. It's like, you have no idea how many people love you and cherish you and want you to feel that. And I feel like you have denied yourself this love for so long that it's almost like very foreign and scary to you. Whew, yeah, feeling that emotion come in. Whew. Yeah, so they're really making me connect with how you're feeling. And it's really hard. And I feel that in your heart space, and I feel that in your throat as well. And that's where they're really directing in your chakra system. Pay special attention to those areas, okay? Because they're really making me feel that this heaviness where it's like, it's only been me. It's only been me. I've always been alone. I've always had to do everything by myself. And there's a lot of emotion with that. Ooh, yeah. I am tapping into that. And I'm really sorry, group one, that is how your story began. And they're really making me feel like it was in your early years, you learned how to switch off your emotions almost, or hide them, or yeah, because you just felt nobody could be there for you. Nobody could understand you or wanted to support you the way you needed to be supported. Um, and it's really devastated you, and they're showing me that young child that just was desperate for love. That was just, oh yeah. So they're just showing me these big, big eyes, these like deer in the headlights eyes, these beautiful doe eyes. And it's just like, love me, just love me as I am. And just accept me, just love me. And that little you was not able to receive that love in the way you needed it. Okay, so this is all being validated for you today. All right, this is being very validated. That was true. Okay, so your emotions are valid. How you feel is valid. And that's why it's like it terrifies you to open the door to receive love from other people. And that's what I'm really feeling from this card. And it's like, but things have changed. And I feel like this awareness hasn't dropped into your heart where it's like you're not in the same space you were. There are people now who are capable of loving you the way you need to be loved. And there are people who genuinely want to love you and do love you. Okay. This isn't a question mark at the end of this card. It's not, are you loved? You are loved. It's a statement. And that's exactly what I'm feeling here, is to remind you of that, group one. Okay. And I love how in this card, it actually brings out that point of envision your inner child receiving love, receiving what they needed. And so they're encouraging you now, especially your ancestors. They're showing me them cradling you, holding you, filling you up with so much love and so much, what's the word? It's just like they have so much admiration for you and how you've weathered the storms in your life and how you've persevered. Okay. And oof, that emotion is real, you guys. Yeah, I'm feeling like some Scorpios here, some Pisces here, some water signs, maybe some Cancers here as well. Just deep feelers, okay? And there has been some feelings that you've carried for a very long time about not being able to just feel how you feel, like almost like there was a stigma on it. It wasn't okay, to express your emotions, to feel the depths that you did. There was some story that you were taught that made you feel wrong, okay, for feeling how you felt or experiencing the world as you do. And just so you know, group one, I'm really feeling like you actually do experience the world very differently than most. Okay. So this is another message for maybe even just a select few of you, but it's like you have felt very different in this world, but it's true. You are different. You feel things so deeply and so viscerally. Like life is an experience for you, and it's like passionate and deep. And oh yeah, you've got to be water signs. I'm just saying. And it's like that's how you want to live your life, is having this deeply sensual experience. And I'm not just talking about physical, it's like that emotional sensitivity, that you are someone, you need to feel it to know it's real. You know how some people need to see it? No, you need to feel it. So you guys are those deep feelers. You're very sensitive. And for a long time, I feel like you felt that this has been a curse, because it's like, it's weird. You have kind of both going on, where you're like, it's a blessing. You don't want to experience life any other way, but it's so hard when you feel so much. And that's what they're validating here as well, where it's just like, you do. And you're meant to. You are meant to be here right now. Group one, you are so meant to be here, and you are here to show people what it means to love, what it means to feel and experience emotions and feelings in such an expansive way. And I want to say evolved way, because many people, they're just not evolved in their emotional maturity and their emotional understanding. And that's one thing that they really want you to have this awareness of, is it's like you're on this other level. And for so long you thought that was a bad thing, but it's like, no, it's because you're here to show people a different way. You're here to be that leader, that torchbearer, and to light up different avenues, how to actually live life with your sensitivity, how to live life with your emotions, and being in touch with them is such a sacred gift that many, even throughout their entire lifetime, may never explore. But you do. You're not afraid to go to the shadow. You're not afraid to dive in the depths of your soul. You play in that water. You're familiar with the waves. You're familiar with the stillness. It's like you befriend your shadow. It's this beautiful intrinsic relationship that you have with yourself and your emotions. And this acceptance of your shadow is really coming in, because I feel like for most of you, because you've had such emotionally cut off experience, like the people you were brought up with or the people you have met and experienced in life just were not able to go there. Once more, it made you feel wrong. Okay. But now you're learning that that is your strength, your emotional sensitivity, the depth of your soul is so beautiful. It is a gift. It is a gift. And they're almost wanting to bring this awareness in as well, is that this has been a struggle for you for many lifetimes. Okay. So for those of you who have chosen this pile, this has been almost a trial for you to accept yourself and to freely express who you are in all capacities. And this might be really hard for you, but what you're tasked to do in this lifetime, and this is what I'm really getting, is to be all of you in this earthly experience, in this earthly incarnation now. And that might terrify you, to be cracked open to have all your parts, all the parts of yourself be out to be seen. But this is your strength. This is your superpower. And the more vulnerable you are, the more open you are with those around you, the more it empowers this world, the more it empowers others to do the same. And the more you share yourself, because you've hidden yourself away because of feeling so exposed and so sensitive, and you've had negative experiences, this is true, okay? But you are being tasked, let it all out now, to show every bit of you. And as you do that, that actually inspires so many people around you to do the same. And it's very much this energy of, once you do this, the right people drop in. The right people start seeing you and loving you the way you deserve to be loved. And that little girl, that little boy, that little you is just like, I need that. I do. I need love from other people. And I feel like you've had this story in your mind that that's not okay either, to need it from others. But guess what? You are a human being, okay? You are human. And it's time you embrace yourself and let yourself understand that every single human being needs human connection, needs love. Babies die if they do not receive love, if they are not touched and held and cradled. It's true. So you, my friend, are not an exception. You also need it too. You also need it too. And I want that truth to just drop into your hearts. Give yourself this moment to go, it's okay. It's okay for me to need something for myself. Just do that. Give yourself this moment, give yourself this grace to hold your heart. Just hold you. And if you want to, envision the little you in this moment and just holding this little version of yourself, this young child version of you. Just breathing with it. And just saying, you know what? It's okay to be you. It's okay to be seen now. You are loved for who you are. And I know it hasn't felt that way, but we can do this now. We can let other people love us. We can receive our needs now because our needs matter. I matter. We matter. And I'm going to make sure that I allow myself to receive the beauty of love in my life. I allow myself to receive the beauty of life. I allow myself to receive the love that I've always needed. I'm going to stop denying myself of love. I'm going to allow myself to participate in this human experience and share myself with this world, because we deserve that. Take as long as you need to have that conversation with yourself, to have that conversation with the little you, and to wrap that little you in so much love, all that love that you have inside you, give it to yourself. Give it to the little you, however that feels good. But my friends, group one, you are loved, and it's safe for you to receive that now. So let's pull some more cards. That just wanted to take a life of its own, let me tell you. Um, but yeah, I'm really feeling that it's time for you to be seen. It's time for you to open up, group one, and to let your soul shine. Okay. All those pieces you hid away that you felt were wrong, they're your gift, they're your strength. Okay. Oh, you're doing amazing. All right. So we've pulled two more cards. Okay. So we have the heart chakra. No surprise there. Ooh, you guys lived through the heart big time. And I love this because it's actually the compassion card. Okay. So, this beautiful, beautiful message of compassion for you. So, let's read it. I see all things through eyes of love in my heart. I find compassion and understanding for those who are struggling and misaligned with themselves and their higher wisdom and purpose. I am kind and compassionate with myself and others and forgive myself for my judgments. I am compassionate. Wow. Can we get a better card? I don't think so. So, what really caught me was this first statement. I see all things through eyes of love. And this is actually a statement I use all the time, is putting on those rose-colored glasses and seeing through the eyes of love, through that lens of love. And that has actually been a very big game changer for me, is envisioning putting on those glasses and giving yourself this totally different perspective. And it is magical, the change and the shift that happens when we actually allow ourselves to do this and actually allow ourselves to put on those eyes of love. So, whatever situation you're in, it's like, what would be the most loving thing for me to do? What would be the most loving way for me to approach this or to perceive this or to take this? And it's like, how can I search out the beauty in everything around me? And this is so important with what we're talking about when it comes to that relationship that you're having with yourself, with that relationship you're building with your shadow aspects, with the undesirable parts of yourself that you've deemed undesirable. Okay. Um, and we're needing to cultivate this compassion. We're needing to allow ourselves to put on those glasses and go, okay, how can I lovingly see me? How can I start shifting these perspectives that I cultivated through pain and suffering and liberate them and become the loving parent that I needed for myself? So think of the ways that you needed to be loved and think of those needs. Okay, what specifically did you need? And what specifically were you denied or were you unable to be given? And this isn't to place blame on people. This is just how it is. We all have very unique ways in how we need to be loved and how we need to receive. And it's not always possible for certain people to meet those requirements. So we're not placing blame. And if you do, that's okay, right? This is human. It's okay to be upset. If people were not able to love you the way you needed to be loved, feel that too, okay? But when we start seeing through these eyes of love and these eyes of compassion, we begin to understand that, okay, now I can meet those needs. I'm the adult now. I can start taking forward action, conscious action, and conscious awareness to meet those needs that were not met. And so instead of staying in this space of suffering, of this story that nobody can love me, that nobody can see me and love all of who I am, we're going to start taking those steps ourselves. And we're going to start allowing people to meet those needs. Because a lot of times we see this a lot where we can have the most wonderful person in our lives, but we still don't allow that love to reach us. We put those barricades up around the heart. We don't let ourselves feel it. Okay. We can know it, but do we feel it? And if you're not feeling it, my deep feelers, where are you denying yourself that experience? Because I'm really getting you do this. And whether it's subconscious or not, these guards are very, very quick to defend you, to protect you. And so you're so good at protecting yourself now from harm, from pain, from suffering. You've been going through your life with these shields that are like, I'm going to keep everybody at a distance, even if they want to try to love me. Even if I know logically they love me, it can't be true because I'm not lovable. Right? So we have this story, and it can be simply the story that needs to change, that can actually change our whole experience with love, that can allow this love to come in. So start thinking about, how can I look at myself and start changing my perception? What if this story that I've told myself this my whole life, or what others have told me my whole life, is not true? Okay, start asking yourself that. What if this story that I'm unlovable, that nobody can love me, is a lie? That I am just perpetuating, that I am just still harboring and turning over and over again in my own mind, and taking ownership and going, you know what? I don't deserve to believe this. This belief isn't worthy of me. This belief is sabotaging my experience of love in my life. And what I'm hearing is, you need to start saying no. You need to start saying, you know what? I matter. You know what? I'm going to say no to this voice in my head, this perspective that has kept a dark cloud over me my whole life. I'm going to let that cloud dissipate. I'm going to burst that bubble and go, you know what? I'm going to challenge this belief. I'm going to challenge this narrative. And I can do that by catching myself when I start lying to myself. So we're bringing this awareness in. What is your inner dialogue? What are you saying to yourself every day? How can we switch the narrative and take responsibility? So they're recommending affirmations. If you catch yourself saying something negative to yourself, like, oh man, you ain't looking so hot today. If you say that to yourself, well, guess what? Yourself is listening. Your body is listening. Everything is responding to that. So when you say those things, catch yourself and go, you know what? Nope. I'm going to replace this with 3 different positive things about myself. 3 things I actually can connect with myself and love about myself. So once again, we need honesty here. I'm not talking about lying to yourself some more. So if you don't believe you're beautiful, what is beautiful about yourself that you can believe? Start there. Okay. Start where you truly feel it because you need to feel it. So if you're like, wow, okay, I'm going to choose one thing I do really like about myself and I'm going to fixate on that, do that. If you love your eyes, fixate on your eyes and just spend a moment, gazing in the mirror and talking lovingly to your eyes, to yourself in such a way. And when that negativity comes in, replace it with those 3 loving things that you do love about yourself. So, no, I don't look like crap today. I love myself. I look good. And once more, we'll have to feel it. I have beautiful eyes. I have a strong heart. I love how long my legs are. Whatever it is that resonates for you, let that land. Okay. So connect with things you do love about yourself. Okay. And go gentle. I'm just hearing go gentle because you have been in this spiral of self-criticism your whole life. So it's not going to be fixed overnight. You have to persist. You have to keep going. Okay. And I do feel like a lot of this, a lot of you will know this, but it's like, do you do it? You can know it, but do you do it? Okay. So they're calling you out a little bit there. Yes. So next card we have is free will. Okay. So this card is all surrounding the solar plexus chakra, my friends. So solar plexus. And what's interesting about the solar plexus, it's all about confidence. It's all about power. It's all about you owning your life. So let's read this one. I'm so excited. I recognize that I always have a choice and free will in any given situation. As I face my life lessons and learn from my experiences, I realize that there is never a wrong decision. I trust the decisions that I make and choose love, forgiveness, and expansion over fear and lack every time. I always have a choice. Amazing. So once more, this is just really dropping in that point that actually came in earlier, which was all about claiming responsibility and claiming our perspectives and taking that initiative and recognizing we do have the free will to choose how we want to enjoy this experience in life. So sometimes we have to get very honest with ourselves and go, okay, where am I holding myself back? Where am I holding back my own greatness? By believing the things I believe. All right. So questioning, where am I allowing myself to just get wrapped up in that lie instead of stepping into the forward direction I want to go? And once more, we need to be honest. We need to be straight up and go, okay, sometimes I need to give myself the tough love and go, no more, no more. We're not going to participate in this negative energy anymore. I'm not going to keep perpetuating self-criticism. I'm going to start empowering myself and choosing consciously what I want to believe now and moving in that direction. So I'm hearing the statement lack of belief. Okay. So for some of you, there's definitely this message that you don't believe in yourself yet. And it's funny because they're showing me this kind of back and forth a bit where it's like, of course I believe in myself. Why wouldn't I? I'm going after my dreams. I'm taking forward action. Okay. This is for some of you. And there's almost like this little bit like, oh, of course I do. I believe in myself. If I didn't, I wouldn't have gotten as far as I have. But what they're actually showing me is, yes, you have taken a lot of action in your life. You've gotten to where you have, and you should be very proud of that. But how you've accomplished it is changing, and how you're going to accomplish your new goals is changing. And what I mean by that is previously to this, what they're showing me is you've been beating yourself. Okay. You've been beating yourself into submission to moving on, moving forward, without processing your feelings, without allowing yourself to love yourself through it. And out of love, making love the motivator for why you are going to move forward in your life or why you want to accomplish your dreams, you're berating yourself instead by going, well, we need to do this. So buck up, let's go on. And this is very glorified, especially in today's society where it's like, oh, I fought through it, but the thing is the severe independence is not healthy. And this perspective of beating ourselves into submission and beating and forcing ourselves to do things because it's the right thing to do or we need to do it, they're almost saying we don't want to do that way anymore. We want to allow love to motivate us. We want love to be that inspiration for forward movement where it's like, I love myself so much that I'm going to go after my dreams because I know and I feel I deserve them. Okay. Once again, you have to feel this. Okay. So practice dropping into the feeling and the emotion of accomplishing your dreams and what that would feel like. And if you feel those moments of inadequacy, then that's where we need to start. Okay. So start loving your shadows, start working with your shadows, however feels good. Feeling how you feel to start, being honest about how you feel. And then from there, moving and shifting into the positive affirmations, the taking the empowered action to change the narratives. Okay. So starting off with those actions can be super, super powerful. But what I'm just hearing is like, let's make sure that we're starting off this new chapter with this awareness that we're no longer going to beat ourselves into submission, beat ourselves into line. It's like, how can I go after my dreams with this perspective and understanding that I deserve them, that I can do this, I am capable, I am worthy, and feel that way and loving myself all the way through the journey, not beating myself up if I make a mistake, not beating myself up to let's go, let's move past how you feel, let's move past all of this stuff and just do it anyway. It's like, no, we have to honor the divine feminine energies within ourselves, which is that nurturing, loving, intuitive energy, that slow down, that energy, right? So it's like, map out these next chapters is what's coming through, is make a plan that you're going to consciously move through these next new goals through the motivation of love. And it's like loving yourself so much that you're going to do this for yourself. No other reason why. It's just because it's for you and you deserve it. And there shouldn't be this guilt, right? And they're just saying, really work with your guilt. If you feel guilty for moving forward. Yeah, that's a big one. So I feel like this reading could go for hours, to be honest. But what's really going forward is let go of that guilt, that self-shame, and let yourself be free. Let yourself move forward in a way that feels really good for you, because you deserve that, group one. You really deserve that. So be gentle with yourself. Go slowly. Give yourself that love throughout the journey, not just when you do things perfectly, not when you make mistakes, like not just when you're doing things the way they should be done. Love yourself through, okay? Love yourself through the journey. Oh, this is beautiful. So we have forgiveness heals, and we have choose love. So forgive yourself for the past. Forgive others for how they hurt you in the past, how they maybe unconsciously were unable to meet your needs. Let go of that resentment. Let go of your hurt. Let go of your anger. Feel those things, but let them go. And forgive yourself. All right? Forgive yourself. This is really big. Sometimes we can hold ourselves to even the littlest things and never let them go. But this is what you're urged to do. To love yourself means forgiving yourself in many ways. It's the most loving thing you can really do, right? Is freeing yourself from shame, freeing yourself from guilt. Okay, so that's your next step. And then in every aspect, choose love. So let's read this one. If you're struggling with an obstacle or conflict, choose a path of love. Suffering, doubt, and frustration all transform in the presence of love. So show your love courageously. Show your love openly. Show your love with no strings attached. It's safe to give and receive love. In fact, if you have a hard time with self-love, start outside yourself and work your way in. Showing love to others can be a gateway for loving yourself. So, absolutely beautiful advice. So, my friends, I feel like that is all I have for you in group one. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, let me know in the comments below. I love to hear how it resonates for you. But I just want to leave you with that final message that you are amazing. You are enough. You are loved. And I love you. So I'm sending you a big warm hug. Please be kind to yourself. Please love yourself so much that you don't put up with this narrative anymore. You deserve so much more in your life. So have a beautiful and blessed day, my friends, in group one. All right. So let's move on to group two. So my friends, in group two, I'm going to pick your guys' card now. So let's move forward. We're going to grab that and we'll see what wants to channel. All right. So for you guys in group two, if you chose the card dance, then these are your messages. If you didn't hear my forward spiel before diving in, we're just going to open it up today. We're going to let whatever guides channel come through, and we're just going to see what you personally need to hear today. So I love this card. It's just so happy. So happy, so groovy. So I'm just going to pick up and see what we get here. So let's read the card first. So it says, kick up your cute heels and move your glorious body. Feel the music and let loose. Sweat your prayers. What is that? Oh my goodness. Yeah, it does say that. Sweat. I think this must be wrong, but interesting. Sweat your prayers. Yeah, that's what it literally says. Sweat your prayers and twirl into your intentions. Every cell in your body will rejoice. Exercise is important to your well-being as healthy eating and processing your stress and emotions. You can shake a tail feather alone, with friends, or with a passionate partner. Dance your gorgeous heart out. Yeah, there must have been some sort of typo in this card, but I'm not sure quite what that statement meant, but we're going to flow with it. But regardless, the message is very clear. So if you guys have been feeling stagnant, if you have been feeling stuck or feeling unsure, what I'm really hearing is you need to get back into your body. So a lot of us, when we go through periods of stress or we go through periods of unknown, it can be really, really easy for us to live up in here, into our heads, into our minds, and let that kind of flow away with us, take us away. And what I'm really hearing for you guys in group two is that this is super important for you to do, is actually do movement. So whether you dance, whether you work out, whether you go for a walk in nature, whatever kind of calls to you, that movement is needed, because I'm hearing it will help you really reconnect with your physical self. And that is so important. And may I say, a little underrated as well when it comes to our stress. So I even know for myself, and they're kind of wanting me to share this example, is a lot of times I would know, okay, yoga makes me feel good. Yoga makes me feel, that love for myself, that gentleness. It brings me back to the present moment. And I would know this logically, but I went a long time pushing that to the side and not prioritizing it. And when I started to actually do it, and I remember when I finally went back to the yoga mat and put on a video and just followed through, I was like, holy crap, because every time I would do it, I was like amazed at how good I felt and how centered I felt and how much more grounded and in my body I felt. And that presence was really there. And I started realizing how much of my day I was living in my head and out of my body. And this disconnection can really happen. And so, what I'm really hearing for you guys who chose group 2, it's like you are really needing to connect very physically at this time. So, they're showing me bare feet on the ground. So, you really need to ground yourself if you've been feeling like, woo. I'm really hearing you need to ground yourself. It's time to go spend some time with Mother Earth. It's time to envision those roots growing from your feet down into the soil, connecting to the core of Mother Earth herself, and start feeling how that feels. Because I'm really getting you guys in group 2, you really live a lot in your head. And with that, it's like you're super smart, you're super calculated. I almost feel like you're so good at figuring out how to keep yourself safe, how to work through problems. That sometimes you do. It's like you check out because you're so fixated on how to make the right things happen, how not to make a mistake, to not make a misstep, that you actually are not living presently. Okay, so this is something that I'm hearing you battle with a lot. And it's time to bring your awareness to that. It's like, okay, am I really living life or am I just living in my head? Am I calculating the numerous possibilities, the numerous issues that could come in? Is that where I'm living? Is that where my headspace is at this time? And if so, then your practical solution is to move your body, is to find that outlet for yourself that really brings you back to center and brings you to the present. So they're also suggesting reading. So utilizing books, education, things that bring you to your present time. And they're just saying avoid anything too fast paced right now. So, with that, it's like if you're already very prone to anxiety, they're like, what things are you still partaking in your life that just propel that? So I know for me, when I was going through a lot of anxiety, there were certain like movies and shows and things that it would work me up. And I actually found that when I stopped watching those types of um, action films or scary movies, things like that, that got me even more anxious, it made a big difference. So they're like, choose your material wisely, choose what you're participating in wisely, and avoid situations and even media that make you feel more scattered. So they're also saying be mindful of your relationships. Okay. Ooh, got a few cards pulling out. So we'll go through these here. And this is perfect because we have find your tribe. So for you guys in group 1, you're also getting this beautiful advice to start seeking out friendships that really top up your energy. So there's definitely this awareness coming in about how you might feel energetically drained when you're around certain people or environments, and to bring that awareness in. Okay, so let that come in a little bit more fully. So for you guys in group 2, it's time to find those friendships and connections that actually add to your human experience, that actually add to your life and top up your energies instead of deplete them. So I'm really hearing you need to get rid of some of these more negative energies. They're actually showing me someone be a little nasty. So people like that who are just feeding you negativity, that are only amping up your anxiety or stress or negative emotions, I'm really hearing you need to put in firm boundaries. Other things like this can also come in that we don't typically think of is rehashing relationships of our past as well. So, negative things that happen to us, negative relationships. And when we go back there and we keep rehashing it without healing, without the intention to heal it and release it, it only perpetuates hurt, it only perpetuates more negative emotions that actually can harbor and hurt us. So I'm really hearing my friends in group 2, it's time to stop yourself and having healthy boundaries. So giving yourself space with these types of relationships in your life, or even with past relationships, if you need to go in, but with that intention of healing. So we're not perpetuating more of this. So the next thing I'm really getting here is this release work that needs to come in. So I pulled 2 cards here, which go really well. So we have release work, and then we also have Archangel Michael, which it couldn't get any better, right? So with that, we have work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you and your purpose. And then we have with the Archangel Michael card, you are working very closely with this powerful archangel who is protecting and guiding you through this situation. So absolutely beautiful. So definitely utilize Archangel Michael this week, or wherever you are in this point in time. Definitely call him in, okay? Because he's helping you work through some of these heavier emotions, some of these heavier things. I feel a lot in my throat at the moment. So I do feel like you guys are in this process of discovering some truth. And I really feel like it's your own truth, where it's like there might be something you haven't said to an individual or need to still say to an individual. It feels very personal. Yeah, they're showing me a little bit of this anger and resentment come through where it's just like, I need to say this. And it doesn't matter if it's going to hurt somebody's feelings or if they don't even know. But I'm really hearing you guys in group 2. You need to express yourself. You need to express that anger and resentment that you feel because somebody did you wrong. Somebody hurt you. And with that, it almost like tainted some of your relationships as well, because you have a really hard time opening up the way you should, or the way you feel you want to. It's like you hold back because this relationship of the past really tainted your perspective of people in general. So these experiences were being called to cleanse. And what they literally are showing me is this dirty shirt going into the water and getting scrubbed out. You know, those old washboards? That's what I'm seeing right now. It's like we're scrubbing out the dirt. We're scrubbing out all that doesn't make the shirt look white and gleaming. And when we're done, it comes out pure. Like it comes out so pure white. It's astonishing. And so they're saying, we're like that shirt. You know, where are we still holding on to stains? Where are we still stained and dirty from the past? And where do we need to now purify ourselves? Where do we now need to release the dirt to clean it away and cleanse ourselves of the past? So we're no longer carrying that forward into our new experiences. So once more, it's like, they're showing me the individual just going on and wearing that dirty shirt every single day. It doesn't matter where they are. They're holding on to the dirt. They're retaining that grime, that stain. They couldn't get it out. But when we choose to actually go and scrub it out, and I mean, sometimes it's work, and that's why they're showing me not a modern washing machine. It's a old school washing scrubber. I don't know what you call those. Yeah, like a scrub board. But it's like, it's work. It was hard work back in the day. They had to do that, like literally scrub on those washboards to get the dirt out. And that's what they're showing me this process might be for you, where we're going to have to spend time. We're going to have to be detail oriented and go, okay, I've got out this spot, but now I've got to scrub out this side, you know? And it's like bringing that awareness. Where are we still carrying the dirt of our past? Where is it now time to thoroughly clean away the dirt, the hurt, these stories that no longer are relative to who I am now, and that I don't want to bring forward with me in my forward experience. So they're really bringing this awareness. And that's why Archangel Michael is very present to help you really let go. So you might even have to do a bit of a cord cutting process here. You might need to really just go in and go, okay, what's ready to be cut away? And I really feel this heavily around relationships. So if you're holding on to resentment or anger, go into that, because we know that anger is only a cover for hurt. So where, my friends in group 2, do you still hurt? Where are you still finding it difficult to forgive within yourself? Where are you holding on to anger and resentment? And where are we needing to just let it go? Where can we start seeing that holding on to this only hurts ourselves, and that forgiving is truly that gift of freeing ourselves? So I'm really hearing you guys want to move forward. You want to move past this, but it's like a stone in your body. I feel this heaviness in you. And if you've been feeling that way and you're not really sure why, this is why. So they're like bringing this clarity. This is why your body's even been feeling heavy. You've been feeling more low vibrationally. And they're wanting to bring this attention. Like, it's because we're still holding on to things that are ready to be let go. So ask yourself, what am I holding on to? And what am I ready to let go? Very important. So with this, we have the Visualize Success card that came out next. So with this card, it's so perfect because once again, I feel like parts of you have kind of attached themselves to the past. And it's almost like, I don't know who I would be without this hurt, without the story of my past. I don't know who I would be. It's like we've attached our identity to that. And we've let the past almost define us in many ways, is what they're kind of showing me. So, with that, they're like, it might be difficult for you to actually picture your life without the story of your past, without, the taint of that. But that is what we're being encouraged to do, and to know that you can be successful in this. So, this is what this card is drawing attention to. It's like, it's time to start picturing your life without it. It's time to start envisioning, what would my life be like if I could let go, if I could allow myself to move on, if I could forgive the past. Like, how would that change my life? Like, let yourself drop into that and really think about it. How would you change? How would your surroundings change? How would your feelings change? And what would that feel like for you? Okay, so really important that we start doing that inner work. So it might require a little bit of introspection. They're showing me someone meditating. So take some time meditating, and take some time really feeling into how you feel. Okay. So let's move on. We've got the root chakra. So it says, you are of the earth as you are of heaven. Allow the great mother of all to support and nourish you. You are provided for in all ways. You are safe. Oh, this is so beautiful. So I'm also kind of getting the story that some of you might have had some money fears recently. Money fears, or yeah, just feeling like not fully supported, or there's not fully a plan for the future. You're not really sure. And this has actually been playing into those worries for you. That's what I'm really getting. So with this card, it's really confirming, don't worry. You're safe. You're going to be taken care of. And what's so beautiful is they're just saying it's okay to look after your needs. So I'm actually hearing right now, you might be spending some time working on more of your earthly needs. So if you're someone, you're very spiritual, you've spent a lot of your time going into your spirituality, developing yourself, and your improvement, like self-improvement. That's what they're showing me. Somebody very studious in their self-improvement and making sure that they're growing, they're evolving, they're moving forward spiritually. And that's so commendable. But they're like, there's this reminder here. You are also of earth. Okay. You're also here to be a human. So make sure that you're taking care of your physical needs right now. That's a very strong message as well. So it's like, if you're worried about meeting your needs, about having your basic necessities, having a good income, it's okay to focus on that for a while. It's okay to do what you need to do to make sure that you are set in your life so you can remove that worry. Okay? Because I'm really hearing some of you are confusing like your grand purpose and feeling like you can't do anything else but that. Okay, there's definitely a bit of this feeling like, well, if I go just take a regular job and I'm not fully dedicated to my purpose that I know I need to do right now spiritually, that's going to take away from it. That's not the path. But we're getting this reminder to have more of this balanced perspective. It's like, don't confuse what you're here to do with your security. Because what I'm really hearing is you have to have a balance. You have to have both. Like, yes, you're here to do this, but there's no rush. There's no need to force or to strive, and there's no need for you to stress all the way through. So if you need to spend some time gathering income or ensuring that you have a firm foundation before you start or while you're doing this, that's okay. A lot of times we feel like we have to just stop everything cold turkey and move into our spiritual destiny without having our ducks in a row. And sometimes that's the case if you feel that, absolutely. But it's okay to really assess your needs first and to really make sure you're meeting those basic necessities before venturing forward or further or while you're doing this. Okay. So if you're not quite there yet, where your spiritual path can't fully support you, it's okay. Give yourself a break. This is your human experience. Sometimes we're supposed to actually spend time being human, right? That's what we're here to be, is a human being. So they're saying release that pressure from yourself. Allow yourself to meet your needs. And what's beautiful is you are supported, you are safe. And I really feel like the divine is coming in to really assist you. Okay. So if you've been worried, like, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to provide for myself? Is this the path I'm supposed to be on? They're like, once again, get out of your head, come back to earth, come back to your body, let yourself ground and let the universe help you. So I'm actually hearing you need to ask. So some of you might not have been actually praying or asking or setting intentions for these needs to be met, for this assistance, because once more, we have free will. So we actually have to give our guides permission to work with us. So are you giving them daily permission? Are you asking specifically for your needs to be met and for assistance in meeting your earthly needs? Okay, so I'm definitely hearing that message as well. So do so. So next we have the crown chakra with knowing. So it says, for the greatest good of all, I trust my knowledge and wisdom and the higher knowledge and wisdom available to me. I am an aspect of universal consciousness. I know myself to be a part of the whole. I now grow beyond my previous experiences. I am wise. Okay, I love this. So definitely you've been in the state of unsurety. Like it's like I might be making up a word there. But you've been in the state of being unsure, maybe confused even about your next steps. But what's beautiful is we're getting this clarity that you already know. You already know everything you need to know. You already have all the answers within you, and it's time to trust yourself. So if you're feeling that confusion, take some time out and just feel your way through and go, okay, what feels right? And where am I letting fear or perfectionism or these little, worries sabotage me from doing what I know is right in my heart and in my body? And where am I being my harshest critic? So they kind of want to bring awareness to that. It's like, let go of this need that you need to be perfect, that you need to have life move this way or in this fashion. It's like, that's not life. Life is always going to throw you curveballs. Life is always going to be life, and they want to bring this awareness, like, we compare ourselves so much to people who have it together. But they want to bring this awareness, like, nobody does. Nobody has it together. People who are very successful, when we say that term overnight success, it's not really overnight. These people more than likely have worked years at building what they have built, in creating what they have created. And maybe they don't talk about those times as much, but it is amazing to see, like, the work and the progression and the evolution that took them there in their lively journey. So what I'm really hearing for you guys in group 2, it's like, step away from that perfectionism, step away for this need to have everything be where it should. Stop putting a timeline on things. That is what's stressing you out. It's like, let's just drop into trust. Let's drop into our inner knowing and know that we're okay. We're capable. We can do anything. We just have to trust ourselves, and we have to allow ourselves to be present in this current lesson that we're in, this current understanding, this current evolution of our life. Because if we're not present, we're not going to get the lesson. We're not going to learn what we need to learn to get to where we want to be. So I'm hearing set intentions, but be open to things happening in different ways. Okay. Because life never goes the way we expect. But with that, to trust yourself, trust your inner knowledge, and know that you are very, very capable. And once more, they're bringing me back to finding your tribe. So this Find Your Tribe card, it's like, find the support you need, find the friendships you need to support you throughout this journey that help you bring you back to balance. So I'm actually seeing there's specific individuals that help ground you with their energies. And I'm actually hearing that's what you need right now. So as much as you can, spend time cultivating and building and working with those relationships that help ground you, that really bring you back to earth. Okay. Very important. So spend time and prioritize those relationships. So let's put one more card. I'm just going to cut the deck. Oh, this is beautiful. So morning dew. I love this card. So, clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook. So, this is gorgeous. So, clarity is coming. Okay. Allow yourself that patience and luxury of patience. Work with things one day at a time. More and more is going to be revealed. I'm really getting that. But a fresh start, a positive look. So, this is such a heralding card of new beginnings. So, things are happening, and maybe it might feel like things are going slow for you, but it's like, trust. There's so much going on behind the scenes. There's so much going on beneath the surface. And this card is a total confirmation. Your new beginning is here. It is begun. It is moving. Okay. So don't let yourself get down if you're not seeing the quick overnight success. Okay. Nothing happens overnight. Remember that. Let yourself take it a day at a time and give yourself a break, my friends. You don't need to stress so much. You don't need to put yourself into a state. All is happening just as it should. So drop into that trust, okay? You are supported. You are so supported. It's okay to take care of your needs. It's okay to do what you need to do. And it's beautiful. It's really, really beautiful. I'm seeing such a beautiful forward journey for you. So don't worry. You got this. You so got this, group 2. So, my friends in group 2, that is all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed your reading today. And if you did, be sure to let me know in the comments below. I love to hear how these messages really resonate for you. So please do. Please let me know. I'm wishing you all a beautiful, blessed day, group 2. Bye. All right, group 3, let's move into your reading. I'm going to shuffle your card now, and we're going to find out what you guys need to know. So we're going to just open her up today. We're going to see what wants to come through for us and how our guides want to bring forward these messages. So we have this beautiful card for you guys. If you guys chose this card, accept yourself, then these are your messages. So let's start off with reading this card. While there's a time and place for self improvement, today's focus is on everything that is already great about you. Let go of who you think you should be and fall madly in love with who you are in this moment. When you accept yourself exactly as you are, you shift from living for tomorrow to appreciating today. Accept yourself, sweetheart. I love this card so much. It's so beautiful. So, for you guys in group 3 right away, I'm really attracted to the flower on this card. And I know it's like the main focus, but it's funny. When I've pulled this card before, I haven't really been drawn in like I am right now. So with that, what I'm really getting for you guys in group 3, it's like see the beauty. So right away, I'm just getting sucked into the center of this flower. And it's like, wow, I've never looked at it so detailed. I've never looked at it in such a specific way. And that's really making me think that you guys in group 3, it's time to start looking at yourself in full detail, in the entirety of you. What makes you you? And how can we start accepting every part of the flower, every part of yourself, and filling yourself with that love? So, similar to group 1, and you might have been drawn to group 1 as well, I'm really feeling it's time to cultivate that self love. It's time to come to this acceptance of your shadow. So, if you're unfamiliar with the term your shadow or shadow work, it's very much working with the sides of yourself that you have rejected. So, a lot of times we've been told throughout our lifetimes that certain aspects of humanity are wrong, that certain parts of ourselves are not right, or we shouldn't feel this way or shouldn't be this way. So, what we do is we hide those undesirable parts, those parts of ourselves, those emotions, those feelings, even personality traits from our awareness or from showing freely in the world. And what I'm really getting is right now, we're needing to embrace these parts. We're needing to see not just the perfect parts, not just the parts that others have deemed good about us, but the full spectrum of who we are and accepting it in that entirety. So let's pull some cards and see what specifically we need to maybe start looking at, what we need to start accepting. So let's move into that intention. What does group 3 need to know when it comes to their shadows? Oh, beautiful. Okay. So we have a few cards that came out here. So we have, what am I waiting for? Someone to do it for me. What if it was easy? And am I clear on what my soul really wants? Okay. So I'm hearing we need to read a couple of these. So I'm going to read this first one that came out. So what am I waiting for? Someone to do it for me. So are you waiting on someone else before you can take the big leap? What if you were to take life into your hands and forge your own unique path? Put your heart into action and ask yourself, what risk can you take to move towards your dreams? Make a decision and do it. No more waiting for others. Do it scared. Take the leap. Today's soul's action, no more thinking, only doing. Be brave and you'll discover what you're really made of. Wild soul, strong heart, can't lose. I love this. This is so motivating. I'm just like pumped after reading this card. But this is amazing. This is exactly dead on with what we're feeling. So with these parts of ourselves that we have hidden or denied, what I'm really getting with this awareness of this card here, it's like I'm getting the energy of holding back, where it's like, what if I'm not good enough? What if this project I've been working on, this job, whatever the scenario is, what if I'm just not there yet? Okay. I'm really feeling this almost voice of perfectionism here, where it's like, it's not good enough. I can't show the world. So they're almost showing me like this master painter, like Leonardo da Vinci, like absolutely amazing. Okay. But they've hidden it all in their room. They haven't shown a soul their beautiful work, this inspiring, life changing work that could affect so many people. And it's like they're hoarding it. And it's all because they personally don't think it's good enough. So it's like, well, I'm going to hide this amazing gem of artwork. We're going to use that example where it's like, so nobody else can really see it because I don't think it's perfect yet. And what I'm really hearing is like, it's time to let go of that perception that you're not good enough, that nobody's going to take to you, to what you do. And there's a part of it too. There's a fear that they're showing me is attached to this. Like they're showing me energetically attached. So it's like this attachment of fear where it's like, but this is all of me. This is me vulnerable. So maybe your art is actually expressing emotions you've held in you, and maybe you've actually associated it as a part of you. And to share it would be very exposing. Okay, that's what I'm kind of hearing. It's like, well, this is all of me. This is my passion. This is my heart. This is my soul. And it's really scary for me to lay it all out there and go, this is me, and show the world, this is me. But that's why our main card here is about acceptance, because it's like, regardless of how people perceive you, your work, whatever it is that you're holding back on, it doesn't matter if you accept you, if you love you, if you are enough to yourself. No outer opinion is going to matter. And they're showing me it just bounce off. So it's like, whatever people say, whatever people do, it's like those actions, those words don't penetrate because you know your value, you know your worth. And you're like, yeah, you know what? This is me. And it's a shift that your guides are really encouraging you to make, because it's like, I'm hearing it's time. It's time to release yourself in your full capacity to the world and show your beauty. So yeah, you might have been very called to group one as well. This is almost like, it feels almost like a continuation of group one. But once more, it's like, no more holding back the precious gem of who you are. Don't hide this beauty from the world anymore. That's what I'm getting. It's like, you are literally hoarding away the most precious, beautiful part of yourself. And I'm hearing it's really time to express yourself, to show yourself. Like they're just showing me you stepping into the light, whereas like there's this spotlight and it's waiting for you, but you're still in the shadow. You haven't taken that step. And it's because you're holding back. You're like, am I good enough? Have I accomplished enough? Am I perfect enough? Is what I'm making perfect enough? We're really obsessing over the details. And what I'm hearing is that's not helpful. That is not helpful. So stop micromanaging yourself. Stop nitpicking all the details. And I'm hearing, ask for help. Ask for people to assist you in this journey. So if you've been feeling like I need to do this all by myself, they're like, no, get assistance, have people help you. All right. So if you're afraid that you're not good enough or that what you're doing isn't good enough, it's like ask others to help reinforce that you are. Ask others to give you a second opinion. So if it's art, or if we'll use that example again, if it's artwork that you're creating, it's like get opinions, get others to look at it. And you could even go to this degree where it's like, look, I just need to share this with one person. I just so I can build my confidence, and I don't really need criticism. I don't, that's not what I'm looking for. But what I would really like is if we can just share about it. Can I share with you my work? Can I share a bit of my soul with you? Is that okay? Can you just hold space for me with this? And they're just showing me like little steps where it's like giving yourself the positive reinforcement that you need. And sometimes we do need that from other people. Sometimes we can't always be our biggest cheerleader at times, and they're kind of validating that because we're human. As much as we want to be, and as much as we continue to try, sometimes it helps to have others assist, help have others really bring in that forward confidence. Okay. So they're like, it's not wrong to sometimes need a little bit of that external validation. Okay. That's okay. We're human. We all need it. So we all need to know that we're loved and that we're good. And with that, that's what I'm really hearing. It's like, it's okay to ask that of others. Okay. So do that. But what's really cool is this question, what if it was easy? And a lot of times we keep thinking and building things up in our mind that the journey has to be hard, that what we're going to do is going to be difficult. And it's funny, I've actually had this recent experience where I was working on a project and I was getting some professional advice with it. And I remember I was super excited before I hopped on the call, and I was like, yeah, like this is gonna go really well. Like I'm gonna get all the details I need so I can make a plan and get this into motion. And the person on the other line was like very less than enthusiastic. Like, well, don't you know how hard this is gonna be? And I'm like, wow, all right, wonderful attitude for one. I was just like, oh, okay. Like immediately it like dropped my energy. And I was like, oh. And it's not like I was being naive. Like I knew that, putting this project into motion was going to take time, was going to take effort. And I'm not shy when it comes to hard work, but I was going in with this positive attitude, like, that's okay. I can do it. I can do it. Right. But this person was so pessimistic because I feel like they've been in the industry too long. They've just been like, oh, you don't want to do that. You want to do it this way or that way. And I'm like, no, I do want to do it this way. Even if it's hard, that's the road I want to take. And I found like every time I tried to infuse enthusiasm into it, or excitement or whatever, this person was very pessimistic. And I was like, okay, so clearly this wasn't going to be the person who was going to help me bring this into the world. But it gave me some food for thought, because I was like, wow, okay. They really want me to believe this is going to be really hard. And I knew within myself where it's like, it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be. And I kept getting that message. And so that's exactly what I'm getting for you guys. It's like, we might have people who'll say, well, you'll never make it. You'll never get there. You know how tough this industry is, or you know how many people are out there. A lot of people said that even to me in my journey, where it's like, you know how many Reiki practitioners there are now? I'm like, so this is my calling. This is what I want to do. But it's so many people who were like, good luck. Good luck getting clients. Good luck with whatever, right? And I realized, no, like that's just not how this is, because I am me, and whoever needs to see me is going to see me. And whoever needs to see the next Reiki practitioner is because they're meant to see them. And I never worried about competition. I never worried about getting enough of this or enough of that or catering. It was like, no, because I learned that very quickly. Whoever is meant for you will be for you. And the same goes for you. It's like the journey can be effortless if we let it. And once more, I'm being reminded to tell you, we create the journey. How we perceive things, how we view things, that is what manifests. That's the energy that we're consciously putting out into the universe. So, what are you putting out? Are you putting out that this is going to be hard? Are you putting out the vibration that you'll never do this, even though in your heart you're being called to do this? It's like, listen to your heart, listen to that voice of your own soul over the logic, over the words of other people that say you can't or it's going to be hard. It's like, don't let those things sabotage your greatness and doing what you need to do. And you know what? Even if it is hard, isn't it worth it to you to still accomplish what you're setting out to do? And if this is simply for you to claim yourself, if this is simply for you to step into your own greatness, isn't that worth it? Even if you have to fight tooth and nail to be in your authenticity, even if people do not accept you, belittle you, criticize you, isn't that worth it to be yourself? To me, it is. And that's something that they really want to impress on you guys in group 3. It is so worth it. It's better to live in truth than to live in a lie. So they're really encouraging you, claim all of you. Let yourself be seen. Let yourself get clarity surrounding what you are meant to do and who you are here to be. And stop hiding yourself because you deserve better. You really deserve better. So our next card here is, am I clear on what my soul wants? So let's read this one. I was really called to read this one. So take out the shoulds and the limitations. Get out of your head and pay attention to your heart's desires instead. Oh my God, that's so funny. If you knew it was impossible to fail, what would you do? Wherever you go, go with all your heart. Oh, I love that. So today's soul's action, ask yourself, what is it that your soul really wants? What does your heart crave? Then take one step in that direction. So once more, it's just oh gosh, I can't talk. It's just re-saying here what we've already gone through. It's like, let yourself get out of your head and move into the heart space, removing the programs, removing the conditionings that say you can't or you have to do it this way. It's like releasing all of those stories to live in your authentic truth, to live in your authentic way. And with that, we have such positive confirmation, wishes fulfilled. So it's like whatever you've been wishing, whatever you've been working on, this is coming through for you. So know that it is seen, know that these seeds have been planted and they're ready to bloom. So don't let yourself get sidetracked. Don't let yourself get sabotaged, even self-sabotage. Allow yourself to believe that everything you're doing, everything that you are is blossoming, it's ready to be seen. And it's so beautiful because we have this illustration of, the seeds being sent out, right? Taken with the breeze. And then we actually have the flower. I can't help but make that connection. It's like, okay, we're blooming. We're ready to bloom. And it's like, it's time to see that. It's time to get the big picture. You're ready. You're ready to step out into the world. You're ready to birth this new project, whatever it is you're working on, however this reading, resonates for you. But it's like, you're ready. Let yourself really bloom into all of you and see how beautiful you are. There's nothing more that you need to nitpick, that you need to criticize. Let yourself drop in and just bloom where you're planted, my beautiful friends. So, group three, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed your reading. And if you did, let me know below. Let me know how it resonates. I always love to hear your comments. So, thank you, my friends, for this beautiful pick a card reading. I really enjoyed it. I really hope all of you did as well. And of course, if you would like a personal session where we can channel your guides, we can get really detailed messages for you personally, I would love to do that for you. So let me know if you'd like to connect. I'll leave my details below. Sending you all a beautiful and blessed day and big warm hugs and lots of love. Bye.